Okay guys, so my project for Vlog-tember 7 is to transplant all of these indoor plants. They all need new soil, and some of them need bigger pots. If I had the room and the window space, I would be an indoor plant lady. I love indoor plants. My mom loved indoor plants too. So I kind of get my love for plants and flowers and nature from my mom. So anyway, this is going to be our project today, is to move these out to the potting shed and to put them into new pots. Well, some of them will go back into their pots, but some of them need new pots. Put them into pots with new soil. So, alright, let's get started. See, the thing is with indoor plants, especially succulents and cactuses, is you have to have plenty of window space so they can get the sunlight that they need. Well, I like to look out my windows. And I do have them sitting here at the end of the dining room table so they get this light. But anytime we eat, of course we have to move them. Or anytime we have a large family meal, like Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, we have to move these plants, which isn't that big of a deal when you're only doing it like 3 or 4 times a year. But I would really like another location to put these plants.
Hello family and friends and fellow YouTubers, it's Kim here from Kim's Country Corner, and today I'm out at the Hancock Homestead. I am in the potting shed because I have some projects that I want to work on transplanting my indoor plants. Okay, and the first project is to get my cactuses or cacti, either plural form is correct, to get my cactuses transplanted into a larger pot. These cacti I had gotten from John's cousin who lives in Arizona about 3 years ago. We actually went out into her backyard and dug these up. And it's really, to me, that's really cool because, of course, being here in the Midwest, we don't have a lot of desert plants. However, prickly pear is a cactus that we do actually have in southern Missouri, okay? And so I really like cactuses or cacti, and I like desert plants. But these really need to be transplanted. I had these plants for, like I said, 3 years, and when we dug them up, the only thing that existed was the pads, these round pads right here, also known as nowpal. And I looked that up so I would be pronouncing it right. So cactus pads are also called nowpals. Is a Spanish word. But anyway, I'm going to call them pads for the rest of this time. And the only thing that my cactuses had were the pads. And this spring I went, you know what, I don't think I've watered these for close to a year now. I better give these cactuses some water. So I watered them, and in just a few short weeks they started growing. Can you see that new growth there? Yeah, I was really surprised and very happy. And I have some down in here too. Now, I'm going to go ahead and start transplanting these. And what I'm going to do is make an arrangement so that I have like cactus, the prickly pear cactus on each side. And then I'm going to put these barrel cactuses kind of right here in the middle. Alright, so besides the cactus pad, you also have spines, and those are those little prickly things that are on them. They're kind of like the cactus leaf, okay? Instead of having a leaf, these have spines. And these spines actually serve the cactuses in 4 different ways. First of all, cactus spines trap air. And by preventing airflow, it also prevents evaporation, so that any water that they collect will not be quickly evaporated, okay? Which leads to the second reason they have spines. These spines actually trap water. I mean, you can see how that would work, you know, in the mornings when there's maybe a little bit of dew or a little bit of rainfall. These would hold little dewdrops or little raindrops and help to trap water, okay? Believe it or not, they actually provide a little bit of shade, okay? When you have this condensed of an area of the spines, they will provide a little bit of shade. And you know, when you're in a desert, even a little bit of shade helps. And then, of course, the 4th reason for the spines is that they deter predators, okay? And it's interesting, too, that all parts of a prickly pear can be eaten. I'm not going to tell you how to prepare it because I don't know, but I do know that to be a fact. I've gone on enough tours through desert plant areas to know that all parts of the prickly pear can be eaten. And then another part of the prickly pear, which I'm very excited about, is they will get a flower. And I'm going to bring you in so that you can see this tiny flower that's starting to develop. Okay? All right, I hope that's in focus so that you can see that. So this part here will get fatter and become a circular pad, also known as a nowpal. These little things here are called spikes, okay? And that tiny little thing there is going to become a flower, a cactus flower, and I'm so excited about that. All right, let me get you moved back so you can see me transplant this. Okay, friends, so I'm ready to start the transplanting process of my cactus project, and I just realized that my planter I want to use does not have any holes. And since the one thing about cactuses is you do not want them to have wet roots, and even though I plan to use rocks in the bottom and, you know, the right kind of soil, I definitely want drain holes. So I'm going to go and very quickly drill some drain holes into this pot. Okay, friends, so I went out to the machine shed and I grabbed John's drill, and I got the bit put on, the size bit put on that I want, and I'm going to put some holes in the bottom of this. And I have a piece of wood sitting underneath of there so that when the drill goes through, it will hit wood and not my table. So I put the drill holes relatively close together, not super close. Well, I'll just show you. Can you see that? See those 4 little, or actually there's 8, 4 on each side. 8 little holes in there. All right, and I did that so that under those groupings of 4, I can put a plastic lid so that if it drains through, it won't drain onto like my table. It'll drain onto the plastic. Of course, a lot of times I keep towels underneath too. All right. I digress. Do y'all notice I digress a lot? That's why we have long videos. All right, so let me move on. All right, so to the bottom of this pot, I'm going to add gravel. Okay? That's why I bought that bag of gravel, because I want a gravel layer so that the water will even have something to drain into in the pan. All right, what do I do with my scissors? Oh, here they are. they usually go in this thing. That's why I lost track of where they'd gone. Alright, so let me get my rocks up here. Oh gosh, that's heavy. Okay, so yeah, I'm using just plain river rock here. I keep looking at you guys because this potting shed, even though I love it, is kind of small for doing these videos, so everything's like up close, and I want to make sure you can still see me. All right, now let's see. I need a scooper for these rocks. All right. So let me get some rocks to the bottom of my planter. What we're going to try to do is we're going to try to create a desert environment. Alright, so one more scoop should do it. Alright, there. Alright, so there's the river rock. Oh! Now I don't want to put it back down on the ground, so I'm going to be using it. Let's try to scoot it out of the way. There we go. Alright, and then let's get our sand. You know there's lots of sand in the desert. Alright. Alright, we're going to put a layer of sand on top of that rock. I think I'll bring you guys in closer so you can see. You won't see me, but you'll be able to see the work being done here. So let me zoom you in. Alright, so I tilted that up just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing here. Alright, so I put down the river rock, and now we have sand. Okay? We have maybe an inch of sand. Okay? Alright, now I'm going to put in this special soil. It's called Cactus, Palm, and Citrus Potting Soil. It's a fast drying formula. Okay? Alright, I'm not going to put too much in right now because I want to get the plants in, and then I'll put more around the plants. Alright, so I'm just doing a tiny layer on top of that sand. Okay. Alright, now, where are my gloves that I bought for this? I don't want to get spines in my fingers because they hurt. I know, I've done enough hiking in the desert to know that spines do hurt if you get them stuck in deeply. Okay, so plus I'm going to tell you guys a story while I'm doing this. I told you earlier, my mom loved plants. Indoor plants, outdoor plants, didn't matter. If it was green and growing, she loved it. Well, she had gone down to, I don't know, the local garden center and had bought a large tub, you know, like about this size tub of cactus. Okay, because she was going to do kind of the same project I'm doing. She loved cactus. She was going to do a cactus project. So she had bought a tub full. And she had put them in the front seat of the car. Or not the front seat, the front floorboard of the car, okay? And my brother Steve, who's just turned 53 this year, was only probably about 5 at the time, was sitting in the front seat. Back in those day and ages, not only did you not have a car seat, you didn't even have to wear a seat belt. Okay? There were no rules about seat belts or car seats or anything. This might be a good reason why they now exist. Anyway, my brother, who was about 5, was sitting in the front seat of the car, and the cactus plants were in the floorboard of the car. So my mom, she's driving down the road. Car in front of her stops very quickly. My mom slams on her brakes, and my brother goes like this into the floorboard, into the cactus box. His little hands have the cactus spines all in them. Nobody was hurt, thank God. But my mom, of course, was my brother was hurt with cactus spines, but I mean, no one was fatally hurt. Just a few bumps and bruises. But anyway, my mom, of course, was concerned about all these little spines that you can't even hardly see, and my brother has them all in his hands. So, of course, she takes him down to the emergency room to have him checked out and make sure he's okay. And he is. And they sit there and pick with a magnifying glass, light, and tweezers all of those little spines out of his little hands. I don't know if Steve remembers this or not, but I do. I was in the back seat when it happened. I remember it. All right, that fits in there good. We're just going to go ahead and leave the original soil with these, okay? And we're just going to build around it. That fell off. I got another one about ready to fall off. It's on there. All right. What did I do with, here, there. Like, what did I do with the barrel cactuses? I don't know how I'm going to get these things out. Because even though these gloves are helping, see, we've had that one in that pot so long that it's kind of really pain. Ouch. See, look! Even though those gloves are helping, it did not prevent. All right. Let's get the, I didn't know those spines would grow clear down into the roots like that. All right, there we go. All right. Yeah, I'm not going to poke around at that too much. We're just going to let it do its thing. Move this over a little bit more. Oh my goodness, that's just sandy dry, which is what it's supposed to be. Okay, now I'm going to fill in, around those with soil here. Don't worry, whenever I wash them, all that dirt will come off. I'm going to get this front side first, and I'll turn it around. Alright, let's turn it around. I am going to save this little piece and do some research. See if I can reread that. Let's turn this around and let's do this over here. Okay, those spines hurt. I've got one I've got to get out. So keep getting this soil. We're going to keep getting the soil in around them. Alright, so now that I have the soil in there, I am going to put some more sand on top. And then we will give it a watering. You don't have to water cactuses very often, of course, but I want to water everything in and get that dirt off the top of them. If anybody has a trick out there on how to get those little spines out of hands or fingers or feet, if you should be hiking, please leave it in the comments below. A little bit more sand at this end. All right, let me get this watered in. And get that dirt off the top of those cactuses there. Make it look a little bit prettier. That is my watering pan. All right, let me go get some rainwater from the pump, and I will be back. If you have access to rainwater, rainwater is actually better for transplanting outdoor plants that you're moving indoors. Because of course that's what they're used to, is rainwater. Oh, come on, dirt, come off of there. Okay, that's not working. Let's try something else. Let's see if this little brush will work. Yeah, that works. Alright, so I'm going to brush the dirt off of these, because I want them pretty. Don't worry, even with all the brushing and chipping away, I'm not breaking those spines. Those spines are hard, and they're staying right on there. Okay, friends, so I know it might look like I have drowned these plants, but remember that in the desert, the environment they come from, they will get torrential rains. They will get torrential hard rains in the desert. They just don't get them very often like we do in the Midwest. So it's okay that I've drenched them this one time to get them settled into their new home, but then I'll probably leave them set, for the next 6 months with no water. So, yeah, there they are. Okay, friends, now what I want to do is I want to add the rocks that my cousin had given me that year to my overall design here. My cousin Sally, I keep saying my cousin Sally. She's actually John's cousin. But I've known her, ever since John and I was married, which has been close to 36 years now. So she just feels like my cousin too. But anyway, my cousin Sally, she likes to go rock hunting. And so out there in the Arizona desert, she can find lots of really cool rocks. And in the Arizona mountains too. So she gave me some rocks here. And I'm sorry, Sally, I don't remember what the names are. So if you're watching, you can leave me a comment. But there's this really pretty red one, and I saved a spot for it right there. Between this prickly pear and whatever these are, I'm going to have to look those up, and the barrel cactus. Alright? And then I have this pretty one. Look at that. Look at those layers. Okay, and I'm going to put it up here in this corner because I think that's just made for it right there. And then I'm going to put this little one up here in this corner, like so. And then this one is just beautiful too. So we're going to put it right in there. All right, there is my cactus landscape, okay? When I can't make it to some of my favorite states like Arizona, Utah, Texas, New Mexico, I will have a beautiful cactus landscape to remind me of those places. All right, now I'm going to go sit these in the sun. Okay, family and friends, so I moved my cactus landscape project out here onto the little deck, and I'm going to let it sit out here for a few days unless it rains or gets cold. But cactus can handle Missouri temperatures, you know, down to a certain degree, so they'll be okay for a while. But I wanted to show you the shot from up above. I was able to find a couple more rocks that she'd given me, so I added them to the project. So Sally, I'm going to show you this, so if you can tell me the names of these rocks, that would be great. Or if anybody can tell me the names of these rocks, that would be great. All right. So, Sally, if you're watching, thank you for all of the natural materials that went into my cactus landscape. I had a lot of fun digging these up with you. I had a lot of fun going over the different rocks, and now I have a memory. All right, project done. Okay, family and friends, so I want to share with you something special that I received yesterday when I was up at the senior housing complex, when I had gone up to my apartment. One of the residents came out, one of my neighbors came out and gave me this t-shirt as a thank you for all of the work I had done on the south garden. Now, she wants to remain anonymous, so I can't say her name, but she knows who she is, so thank you very much. But it's red, and it's got a heart with the tools, the gardening tools, making up its shape. And it says Garden Life. And I do love Garden Life, so I thought that was really cute. So thank you. Okay, so I think I'm going to call this the end of this Vlog-tember 7, September 7th video. Anyway, if you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you want to know more about what's going on in my corner of the world, hit that subscribe button to Kim's Country Corner. And be sure and come back tomorrow because I am going to be doing another house plant transplant. I have some aloe, I have some Christmas cactus, and they all need to be transplanted. So I will probably still be working on plant transplants tomorrow. So be sure and come back and join me. All right, talk to y'all later. Bye.